Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's an in symmetry, or is it called sweet symmetry? Sweet symmetry. That's the card. The stamp set's in symmetry. And it's a layered card. I do these frequently on my blog. I bring them to my channel every now and again, and I thought I would bring one to you. The sweet symmetry paper, it's kind of a Marmite, if that reference makes sense to you. You either love it or you hate it. Oh, for goodness sake. You either love it or you hate it. I kind of like it now. So what I've grabbed is a couple of sheets. So when you make a layered card, depending on how many layers and how much stamping you've got going on, you go for 2 or 3 toning colours with a cardstock in the background. Now, it's Night of Navy is my common theme here. So what I'm going to do, and I'm always asked, can you write the measurements down? Well, I can, but it's going to knock out a big chunk of people who are watching. So that's because I and the entire world works in international A4, apart from America, and you guys work in 8.5 by 11, which is a different size. It's shorter than my cardstock and it's wider. So all I'm going to say is whatever size card you want to do, whether it is an A6, which is what I'm going to make. I believe you guys in America call it A2. If you make a square card, if you make a completely different size, the principle is the same. So I've cut a sheet of cardstock in half and I'm going to score it in half. I work in metric when I'm making cards exclusively. You might work in imperial, so I'm not going to give you measurements. Please don't ask for them. So, but that gives me my card base. So whatever your card base that you start off with, whether it's 6 by 6, whether it's an A6, an A2, a 4 by 4, an 8 by 8, whatever it is. Some people do 5 by 8s. I don't even know what that might look like. I genuinely don't know what that would look like. But your card base, measure this part, what that measurement is and what that measurement is, and everything that you put on top of it is going to be based off that. So I want my brightly coloured background, and I'm making it 0.5 centimetre narrower and shorter. If you work in imperial, you might want to make it 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, so that when I line it up, there you go, you can see all of the edges all the way around there. It's a perfect border all the way around. Okay, right, I want another panel. So I'm going to take my sheet of Night of Navy cardstock and I'm going to get my measurements. So so that I can cut it. Whoopsie, cut another layer. And again, whatever the size of piece of cardstock that you've just cut, if you made this 0.5 centimetre shorter and narrower, you make this one 0.5 centimetre shorter and narrow. If you worked in inches or 1/4 inches or 1/8 of an inch, that's what you do to do this. Right. I'm putting those off to one side, and now, so on my original stamped image, I kind of decided I was going to sort of emulate what I had going on there. I want to use this one, which is that flower, and I'm going to use the smaller of these. So I'm just measuring it, helpfully in imperial. Let's measure it on here. So I want about 4.5 centimetres, and then I can fit 1, 2, so 4.5 by 8 centimetres is the piece of Whisper White that I want. So I'm going to cut that. Oh, did you hear the hiss of the cat? I'm going to make it 8.5, just so I've got a little bit of extra room. 4.5 by 8.5, and again, using that same. Oh, there's a fight going on now. 0.5 centimetre thing. Oh goodness, and text messages as well. Again, my border is the same all the way around. So that's going to be for that, for stamping shortly. And then what greeting shall I put? I've got, hey friend, best day ever. Thanks so much, which is on here. And again, I'm going to measure that one up. So that's 5 centimetres by 3. Bit more of the night of navy. And again, that 1/2 centimetre rule. So it's the rule that you apply in the beginning is what you will use to replicate over and over and over again. So again, it's the same border all the way around. And that's how you will get a nice finish or look. I don't really know how to word it. You'll get a nice look to your card forever after then. Right, so what colour flowers? We'll have a flirty flamingo flower at the top. We'll have some night of navy words. And then, I don't know what green. I'm going to go shaded spruce because that's a nice green. Okay, so we'll do words first. That's on there. Something on my card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. Because this will tell me if I need to cut any off, which I do. I was a little bit too enthusiastic there, wasn't I? So, because that I feel that's too long, I'm going to trim it down a little bit to that point, which means I need to take the same amount off this one. Oh goodness, who is texting me? In order to keep my borders the same. See? Okay. Oh, seriously, cat fight next to me. Now I can start putting it all together. So, Stampin' Seal. Brilliant stuff. To keep doing all of these, and I find if I do them all first, obviously that's my base layer, that can't be moved around, but if I do all of these bits first, then I can play with the layout a little. So I could replicate my original and do that, or I could do something completely different, which actually I quite like. So, but you can fiddle around with it. And just position things where you think it looks right, where it works. I like the symmetry because I can use the lines. This could become my go-to, couldn't it? And that is how I put together a layered card. Simple, easy, pretty, lovely, perfect for any occasion. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.